So we got some stuff for the future, guys. Is there anything else? I feel like
what'd you think of that letter at the end?
it was a nice little makeup letter. They're not best friends again, mind. The Avengers, and then Captain America is going to have what's known in the comics as the Secret Avengers. They're like the B team, I guess, if you will, because at the end of the movie, he goes into the raft and frees, Falcon and the others. And he's like, if you ever need me, how he ends the letter, if you ever need me, just call. I'll be there. So that was them kind of giving that shout. They're gonna link back up again, and it's gonna be business. And Warner Brothers is still gonna be upset because they can't do it. And
Why do you say they can't do it?
They can't pull it off because they're gonna jump into Justice League now, and there's no group cohesion. One of their mainstays is dead, quote unquote. Superman, he's dead. It's like it has everything that Civil War did right. Warner Brothers diametrically just did way wrong.
Right.
So they have to go back and now gain all that ground and momentum that they've now lost with fans and in their franchise. They just
But I don't understand, when you're sitting around, people had to read the script. How could you agree? Oh yeah, this is great. I don't understand how they came to terms
They were
with that.
so happy that Ben Affleck got on board. They were so happy that they got the same guy to do Superman. I think they were just so amped on the fact that we got Batman versus Superman. They didn't think it through.
They were feeling themselves, yeah. And you know what it is? I said this a million times over. I got to stop saying it because it's getting repetitive.
Right.
Just about everything that Warner Brothers has done for their own franchise with the DC characters, it's a knee-jerk reaction to Marvel. Marvel had a plan. When they first started with Iron Man, they had a very serious, lined-up plan for these films. Warner Brothers is like, we can do that too. Remember how many changes and date changes and plan changes they went through when they were trying to form the Justice League? Right. Oh, our main villain's going to be Darkseid. It's going to be released next year. Oh, no. Wait. Never mind. We changed our mind. We're going to start off with Man of Steel, and then we're going to make the Justice. No. Wait, we changed our minds. Now it's going to be Batman versus Superman. No. Wait. It's going to be Dawn of Justice with Wonder Woman and Batman. There you go. Now we're going to... They don't know what they're doing. They had no plan.
They should have just stuck to the original stuff. And if you're going to go with Darkseid, everyone knows Darkseid. Ride with it and go, man. And quit being quit running in people's tracks and make your own damn tracks.
Yeah, but the problem with them going with Darkseid is it would have looked like too much of a rip on Marvel using Thanos, which is funny because Thanos is based off of Darkseid. So it's like you don't even have sanction to do your own characters that you did first, DC. It's like...
Or even Batman versus Superman. Run with it. You don't need Wonder Woman. Batman's his own entity. Superman, everyone knows. Let the Titans clash, and make the film.
Well, in all honesty, conceptually, this was perfect. I mean, you found an excuse. Yeah. You found an excuse for Wonder Woman to be there. You found an excuse to say that there's an Aquaman, there's a Flash. I mean, the elements were there. It's kind of like a kid that's like, okay, you're gonna make something in the kitchen, but they just threw everything haphazard together. All the ingredients were perfect.
I'm actually going to kind of contest that with you, Seven. I feel that they had on paper, they had everything lined up. Okay,
right.
Zod touches down to Earth. Him and Superman wreck Metropolis, and this causes all these other characters, including the Amazons, to surface. They had it right there, but they didn't use it. Wonder Woman was just there. They didn't even jump into why she was there.
Right.
It was so poorly put together. When it comes to all these other metahumans, they introduced the theory of metahumans by Lex Luthor, oddly enough, that they do nothing with.
Yeah, it made no sense.
They do nothing with that concept.
But that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
Essentially, yeah, but I was just like...
Yeah, it's just... But also, it's interesting. They could have spent... Because we know Batman's story so well. We get it. You know what I mean? They actually... You're right. They really could have shown... the first 15, 20 minutes... besides the flashbacks, was almost perfect. If they took that first 15, 20 minutes and went to Wonder Woman, why was she there?
Was she there?
And how did she arrive? And You know, that would have been a lot more interesting.
I'm telling you, man, like, I went into all this on my really long, verbose review about Batman versus Superman.
Yep.
At most, Wonder Woman's point and purpose in the film, at most, should have been that old picture that Batman eventually finds when he opens the zip drive, and you just see a picture of this woman called the Immortal Warrior from 1918, whatever year that was taken in. That should have been it. The rest we should have saved until Wonder Woman's actual movie, where we see her among the Amazons doing her thing, and then at the end of the movie, she gets word that what went down in Metropolis happens, and that's her incentive for joining the fray.
That would have been great.
That would have been nice. It's like, if you're going to add these characters and build up to this super group, give them a valid friggin' reason for showing up. You know?
That's true.
The point, though, where to me, this was totally, like I said, it's like wearing two left shoes, man. They screwed up majorly when they put Doomsday in it. You didn't. It's how are you going to recover from that? That was just like putting the nails in your own coffin, man. They didn't need
a necessary villain.
Yeah, you didn't need that.
And it's like, you know what's funny about that, though? And again, this directly reflects what they did right over at Marvel. Because they had you in Civil War, they made you think that the main villain, the Unifier, was going to be Zemo, which in essence he was, but you thought it was going to be Zemo and these other Winter Soldiers that they had kind of just hanging out in the fridge, right?
Right.
And a complete twist, as if they were almost looking directly at Warner Bros. And being like, you see that crap you did? This is how we do this the right way. And you find out that they're all dead, and the main fight is what you showed up for. Iron Man versus Captain America. That's why you're there. This is the Civil War that you're going to get. And it was freaking phenomenal. You had all these other like pieces that were going on. Charles is knocking stuff over. It was so on point.
Hey, I'm telling you, they 55 DC, man. They 55 them with that twist.
Yeah, I'm just like, bruh. And I'm watching it. I'm so blown away by just like, they know their characters. For a film that had so many characters, it didn't feel like really that any one person got more shine than the others. That was worried when coming into the film. I'm just like, they have too many characters. You're not going to have enough time to focus on everyone, but they didn't do that. It was, everyone had just enough. And you think that Spider-Man was going to come in and just completely steal the show with a couple funny one-liners. He didn't. Nope. He had his motive. He came in, he did his thing, he debuted, and then he was gone.
And he got his suit, which was brilliant.
And you know what was
it made more sense that he got her from Stark.
It was crazy.
That was one of my problems with all the Spider-Man things. It's like, okay, I can see this Brainiac kid and he makes the web shoot. Okay, but he's a seamstress too? Like, really?
He can do it all, man. He can do it all. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what
all right.
I thought what was cool too with Spider-Man, you could see that he was still, he was inexperienced.
He was green. Know what I mean? He was so green, yeah.
I loved when he, like, Winter Soldier threw a punch and he caught it. He's like, dude, you have a bevel arm. And he like turned it around.
Dude, you got a bevel arm?
And then at the end, he's laying there tired with his mask half out. And like, Iron Man, hey, he's like, you know, he was done.
He was white, man. He was done. Tony was like, all right, kid, you did it good. You're done. No, I'm good. On second thought, man, let me lay down for a minute. Hold up. I love how that fight just left everyone just wiped out. The action sequences were on point.
Wait, let me piggyback on what Charles said too. The greatest moment in that moment is not just that he caught his aunt and said that even though he was a kid, he was that strong that he could like, oh, this is cool. Oh,
because
he has
that spider strength, dude.
Yeah,
he can lift I don't know how many tons.
It was so nothing to him.
Bucky has a cute metal arm. He's like, oh, okay, this is pretty rad, man. I like the part when they're in the terminal at the airport. And I don't remember exactly how it happened, but like a part of the interior falls down, and then you see like Bucky's on like one side of this thing, and you just hear Spider-Man say, "Hey, buddy, I think you missed this," and he throws the entire sign. And it's like they added in all the elements of Spider-Man that we needed to see. He was perfect.
He was
especially when it comes to like the part when Falcon is like, you know, people don't normally talk this much during a fight. He's like, oh, really?
That was awesome, man. I'm sorry, we're like kids here. When Spider-Man's running on the outside window, of the airport, and then a Winter Soldier looks over like, what? What is going on?
That?
Jumps down through the windows, man.
Falcon's like, everybody's got a gimmick, man. And then it's weird because a nice counterbalance to that was seeing how mellow and serious, one of the most brolic, dope parts of the movie is when you see T'Challa. This is like after he's like revealed as being Black Panther, and they're sitting in that car, and he's just as cool and icy as possible. He's just like, so how long do you think you can really protect your friend from me? I'm sitting in the theater. I'm just like, probably not very long, Steve. He's not playing around. Oh, so dope. So dope. It makes you excited for the next string of films, dude. Spider-Man Homecoming should be fun. Yeah. Black Panther's going to be, epic. I have a feeling it's just going to be phenomenal. Epic. It needs to be phenomenal. I won't even say it wanted to be. It needs to be phenomenal.
Yeah. This is the last thing. I'm sorry what I say about Winter Soldier, man. I love what they did with Ant-Man. I said that earlier, how they had him get big. But my classic moment is when he said, he's laying on the ground, does anyone have any orange slices?
Because his blood sugar's...
Dude, I was rolling, man.
Oh, man.
Classic.
Yes.
Oh, so had me flipping out like a little kid was when you finally see Hawkeye and Ant-Man is on this arrow. And I was hoping, I walked in fingers crossed that was going to go down, and it did, and it didn't disappoint. I was like jumping in my seat like a little kid. I was like, oh!
They did it right, man.
Oh, such a fun movie, dude.
Cool. And on that high, we'll leave you guys on that high. If you haven't seen the movie, we didn't even ruin it for you because there's more there.
There's more there, yeah. There's more to go. We totally spoiled.
Which is great. Yeah. Which is, again, with the words of Drew, everything that didn't do, the other side did. Because if we had the same conversation, it would have been a lot shorter with Batman versus Superman, and we basically would have ruined the whole movie for you. So that's how you know it was a great movie, because there's still so much more for you to see and explore within that. And we just get, some highlights. So check out that film, and there's going to be a lot more Marvel to come. And DC, hopefully this inspires you. You're not defeated. You should be inspired.
Call us, DC. We'll fix it for you.
We'll fix it. Thank you, Charles.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Drew.
Anytime.
I'm Seven, and this is ECLECTICKA. Thank you so much for riding with us a little longer today. We had to do it because it was needed. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.